Alright YouTube, what is going on? My name is Bigfoot and welcome back to episode number 51 of my Transport Fever series here on the map of White Valley. In today's episode, I am very excited to continue on with our massive goods project. Hopefully we're also going to get some air cargo into the series for the first ever time. That has been a suggestion from Ethmeister, who has requested it quite a few times all in all, and it is something which would make sense in a few situations. I want to go ahead and actually expand this part of the map, which if you do not know, this is Southgate Bangor area. I want to get a lot of the goods which we've currently got working onto trains, because we are getting some issues over here, particularly here at the Southgate Goods Factory. So if I go ahead and turn on what I need to turn on, as we can see here, the demand, there isn't actually a lot of goods here, but it's because the production has dropped to zero because there was so much goods here. That is an issue which we do need to go ahead and resolve, and by that, we're going to do that via train. Currently right now, for example, in Bangor, we're supplying fuel, which isn't doing very well, so we can go ahead and connect that up with a railway as well. And then, as we can see, we're also delivering goods, which, with regards to the population, isn't doing that well, though it's actually a lot overall at 224. Then if we jump over to Southgate, again, it's a town which has got nearly 4,000 people, but somehow we do not have a single cargo item coming in, which is, I mean, it's quite amazing, to be honest. So we need to go ahead and try and resolve that, and we're going to focus on this side of the map, because as of previous, we've been working down this valley here, and don't get me wrong, it's done a lot of good, but I do need to go ahead and just try and diversify away from this area and start to go ahead and push things forward. I'm also going to go ahead and start skipping forward a lot more in episodes, because it's a lot the same, and I just want to go ahead and try and make it a little bit more refreshing. Before I do start anything though, we are going to go ahead and tweak with regards to some individual demand in certain places. Here for example, we've got way too much going on here, and it's evident I think we need quite a few more trucks. Now, one thing to note is that we only have one goods route. I might make this into two goods routes, because we are calling it two stations, and I think that's what's causing us a lot of our current issues, to be honest. I do apologise as well, my throat does sound very rough. Bottom line is that it is very rough. I do have a bit of a cold right now, and if it's not evidence, then I'll be quite surprised. My throat is just very grainy right now. It's very tickly and dry, I think is the best way to describe it. So when I cough for ages, so I'm trying not to cough, but as you know, when you need to cough, it's very, very, very difficult not to cough. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this here. So T or G Doncaster, so we've got one route which has got 4 trucks, which isn't too bad, but what we are going to do is we are going to have to go ahead and change this up. So I'm going to take off stop 2, and I'm just going to make that go to the other siding, and that's going to be a lot of trucks doing that, which is good. Then with regards to the other route, I'm going to go ahead and do a small route from here to here. This is then going to become the G, this is going to become Doncaster, and this is going to become the route 2, though it's going to have the word goods in it, which would kind of make sense. So the thing is, it isn't actually goods, it's cargo. I've really named that poorly throughout this whole series, which I'm not happy about at all, but I'm not going to change it now. It's something I will do differently in the next series anyway, and then from there we're going to go ahead and hire out 2 more road vehicles, I think, to go ahead and do this short journey, because it is quite a short one compared to our original route we've got in the town. So let's go ahead and stick these on automatic. The contract has gone to DHL, and this is for Doncaster Goods 2, which is excellent. So that means now we've got an extra few vehicles on our roads in the town, and hopefully that should go ahead and in general just clear that backlog a little bit better. While we're at it as well, we can go ahead and very quickly add on some more lorries as well and put automatic replacement on there. Not really at all sure why my new route hasn't come up. I guess you need to actually go ahead and specifically search for it. So that's those 2 trucks in order as well. We could add a third, but again, I'll wait and see later on as demand changes. Hopefully that should make a profit very, very quickly. I'm expecting it to, once the goods trains start to deliver some more goods. So leaving this now, we've got some issues at various places across the map. Over here, yes. what's going on at Bangor or Bognor Regis? We have got, yeah, it's all to do with this one production chain, and it's not very good at all indeed. So production's dropping here, and of course we're having issues here with goods as well because we've got no more items to ship. So this is what all I want to go ahead and add into the trains. So this is where our raw resource comes from, and this is really where the problems are, I guess, starting from. So we're going to go ahead and address this by adding in a very, very large train station. This is also going to go ahead and quite possibly serve the town of Hampstead from this side. We already have a good station at Hampstead, but this place is just absolute chock-a-block, and we know it is from all the work we've done over... It was around about episodes in the 20s, we spent a lot of time over there, so we know that place is oversubscribed, so we do need to go ahead and make a change, and that's what we'll start off by doing now. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a cargo station, which is always a good start. 320, let's do 6 platforms, and let's do them all at high speeds. No need for a second street connection. Let's go ahead and rotate this around here. And let's stick that in there like so. Then with that we can go ahead and do our road upgrade. Let's not actually do that, let's go for the country road there. And let's connect that into there like so. Perfect. As we can see, we've got in with the sphere of influence of the train station, we have got the oil refinery. So from here what we're going to do is we're going to do a small connection down to here where our logs originally begin. I do not know why we've still got lorries on the G Hampstead wood, because I'm assuming all the wood's coming from over here. So that just seems like a bit of a pointless route now, to be honest. I'm guessing it's also doing extremely poorly as well, because of the fact that it doesn't need any more wood from here, and the wood from here needs to actually go elsewhere. So if I think about this, we're going to do G, we're going to look for Hampsteads. Hampsteads, come on, and then, wow, we've got a lot of Hampstead routes, don't we here? Hampstead Wood. Surprisingly, it's somehow still in the profit, but I really don't know how it's in the profit, because surely all these trucks are empty. I've got a strong feeling this route hasn't updated in a long time. That really makes no sense at all. And I don't understand it. I mean, the rate's extremely high as well. The thing is, there's no logs going into here for that route at all. I'm expecting it to drop quite sharply, which it has. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sell all the vehicles anyway, because we are getting rid of that there for now, which is good. So we need to go ahead and try and increase production here. So this is going to start with a railway station, which should be easy enough to implement. So up at this end here, it's going to be a slightly different station for that matter. We're going to go for 120 plus 200. We're going to go for 2 platforms because I think that's all we'll need, and then that should do the trick. So if I go ahead and rotate this around here like so, and then can we connect that into there? We can, just and no more, which is perfect. So the only challenge is getting down the mountain, so I can go ahead and try and align this nicely. So I think we might need a tunnel. I could have seen that one coming quite easily. What we need to do is do something like that. How realistic does that look? Really doesn't look too bad actually, because it's only a small bridge right at the end, which works out fine with me. Instead of putting it in here though to platform 6, I think we'll do platform 4 here. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. Now this is going to be an interesting bit here. We're going to need to try double this line up. Not that I think, or no, we're not actually. This is just going to be a through line, isn't it? Because the wood isn't going to here. The wood is going through here, but it's not going to here. And that's going to make this a really, really interesting line to build. So first thing I need to do before I do anything else is snap out of ×3, because that is a lag killer. Let's go ahead and connect that up there. Right, so we're going to run from here. Then what we're going to do from this station is we're going to need to point over, and this is our final destination for this service, which that's going to be interesting enough to go ahead and try and get a track across from there. Currently we've got trucks doing it, but that's just not supplementing the demand anymore. So we have a choice. We either go above ground, or what I'm thinking is doing just a very shallow tunnel going underground under the city, and then we surface at a station out here. then the thing is, the output from here is also not going to be too easy because we need to go off to our right along that road while the autosave goes on. So we need to have a station which is angled off in this direction because the wood then needs to get down to here. What we also need to do is get trucks to go up to there. Then I think it might be worth the trucks coming back down to here actually to then load up onto the train, because we can get a two-way truck actually doing that. I think we can get one route but trucks delivering goods either way, which would save us money. I think that's the best thing to do. So let's go ahead and lay out some stations and let's see what we can achieve. So first things first is I'm going to go ahead and delete this road temporarily. I know it's going to give me some warnings, as it should. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw this road round to here, and then we're going to go ahead and draw this into here. It'll make sense very, very shortly. Then again from here we're going to go for that, or those exact stats. So we're going to go for 4 platforms instead, and we're going to go ahead and try stick that in there, though that isn't going to happen, is it? And this is going to be an issue because I need to go ahead and get this to fit in here. Let's cut this back even more then. Essentially this road is going to become redundant very, very shortly anyway, and that's still not going to work. Got a feeling we're in a right divot here, but that works out like so. So for the time being, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get trucks to come round the long way, like so. Though I don't think it's going to like that, is it? Oh, I hate this, I hate this. Tell you what, we'll have this loop right round here and go into... Oh, come on, game. Right, there we go. That'll work like that. Perfect. Right, okay, so that is that station. It should be in sphere of influence, that, which is perfect. So, this is where the challenge is going to be, and this is where we're going to have our light underground tunnel. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and leave that like that. Then we're going to have the tunnel come right underground, right through to about there, which is fine. Then what we need to do is try and surface, and that's going to be our challenge, because we're now going to get... Actually, it's not that difficult. There we go. Wonderful. Now, from here, what we want to do is we want to try and run into this station here, like so. However, we're having a terrain alignment issue. Maybe we've come out too soon. I think we honestly have here. So, what I need to do is I need to cut this back once again to there, which is fine. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just actually going to try and build this line straight through right now, and it actually works perfectly, which is good. So with that said, I can now go ahead and double up the line here, and I'll finish the rest of that off shortly. So that's going to get our planks at least over to here. Then from here what we need to do is we need to go ahead and output these planks over, which again I think we are going to do part of this underground just because it makes sense. So let's run from here through to here. Then what I want to do is I want to sort of curve round, and then we're going to end the service here, which works out greatly. Then the thing is, from here, are we going to still deliver goods in by truck, or are we going to have another train coming back? I mean, the problem is that Bangor's going to have 3 different goods stations around it, but it's not actually going to have one like right on its borders, which is kind of strange. We can make a dedicated road for it though, and I think we shall. I'm not sure I will do this, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and lay out the station for now, and we'll go ahead and build up all the infrastructure so I can see what we're dealing with. We're going to switch train stations here though, because this could be a through station and be used to deliver cargo along to Southgate, just along the road here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick that station in there like so. Then we're going to go ahead and connect that up by road like that, with that in sphere of influence of there. And then we're going to jump back into this here, and I'm going to go ahead and curl this round into here like so. Right, so by this stage you should probably get a really, really good idea of what I'm trying to build, though you can't see underground with that view. So this is what we're going for. You can really see it quite well now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and I'm going to go ahead and build this and get the lines ready to go. And just like that, a little bit of magic, we are all good to go. So, one or two things I want to point out is that I have gone ahead and interestingly, well, you might say interestingly, you might say not, but remember I was talking probably rubbish, you might have heard, but I wanted to make a two-way truck which basically takes the oil from here up to the plastic factory, then so it basically delivers the oil one way and then it brings plastic back down here the other way, because what we're going to do, instead of moving plastic from this station here by truck, which is quite a long distance down to here, instead what we're going to do is we're going to move that by train, which is going to be a little bit different. So I've also gone ahead and added in this line down here, as you can see. Then the two underground tracks are all set to go, and all we need to do now is go ahead and put trains on them. So what we've got is we've got the Bangor logs, which, I mean, this is going to be a long one, coming from here into here. Then from here we've got the Bangor planks, which leaves here, and then we'll terminate over at our goods factory over here, and then I've just shown you the other route there. So that's all the inputs we'll require. Output wise, right now it's via truck. I think that's going to have to change, although what we will do for the town of Southgate is we will go ahead and get that stuff to go in via train, and we'll go ahead and sort that out very shortly as well. We can also go ahead and pre-plan for the station, because the town's layout is quite... it's an interesting one actually. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to have goods, which goods are under shopping facilities, so we're actually looking for blue here, though the blue is really central, which is good with regards to actually grouping, but that makes quite a logistical problem for me because I don't want my train lines to cross over each other. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of this street here, and we're actually going to have the terminus in quite a strange place. We're going to have the terminus, if I go into here, let's grab this station here, 201, let's go for 3 anti-speed. We're going to have our terminus along this road here, I think. And then what we can do is we can have a truck stop here as well. I think that's going to be our best bet. So from here, if we filter by trucking and then we go into here, this is the system we're going to have. So everything's going to come into here and it's going to be distributed around the city from this point onwards. But we'll probably get to this right at the end of the net, this episode or the start of next episode. That's not my concern. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and update truck routes and put out trains onto the track. So I'm going to start off with the logs, and that brings us up to here. So having a look at trains, the good thing to note is these train journeys, because we've got massive tunnels going under the town of Bangor, is that we don't really need trains which have the best kinetic energy. We can focus on speed, which is awesome. So that then really limits us to the speed of the wonderful wagons which we're going to use. Now, I'm not really at all sure what we are going to go for. Currently, with regards to logs, I believe, or any wooden material, I believe we are talking about probably the 60 flat car being the best. However, I am unsure because I've not actually built a wood related train in a long time. The weird reason, I'm just looking for some of these because a lot of these are multi-purpose, so I'm just wanting to make sure I'm not missing out on anything here. I don't think I am, in all honesty. The boxcars don't take understand, nor do those, which makes sense. I think it's going to be this here, unless you take anything. You don't. And that's all to do with oil, which is much more understandable. Right, so our best bet is definitely then the 60 flat car. Now, this can only go at 75 miles per hour, which is arguably really disappointing, and I don't really have much choice though. So what I've gone ahead and done is bought 18 of those, which is perfect. So that'll give us a capacity of around about 324, which is awesome. Then with regards to locomotive, we have a bit to play with here, which is quite cool. So I'm tempted to go for something diesel again, actually. I'm tempted to go for quite possibly my favourite locomotive, the BR Class 47, which I think would be quite nice, or the Class 37. I mean, the Class 37 does not too bad at all. Tractive effort is actually slightly better, but it's so marginally. But Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for the favourite colours as well, the England, Wales, Scotland maroon. Just absolutely stunning locomotive. So we'll go ahead and chuck that on the front. So that is our wagon. What we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to clone this vehicle, and we're going to go ahead and set this on to the Bangor. And this is the logs route, so we'll get those two trains going. Now, I am aware that the trucks are still going, and I'm going to leave them like that for the time being to try and build up a bit more demand. So that's that leg done. Now what we need to do is work on our next leg, which is basically moving the planks over to here. So it's going to be very, very similar, and it's not the same distance though. That is one thing to note. So if we have a look at this here, you can see the distances are, it's probably about half the distance actually, which gives me the feeling we're only going to do one train. With regards to wagons, it's going to be the same bet, though I might add on 2 extra wagons. Oh no, okay. I knew there was something which did a bit better. I knew there was something that did a bit better. And it is our extremely long freight. I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use them. I just don't think it's fair. Now, we're going to stick with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with planks on this one, obviously. We're going to do 1, we're going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I must have 19 on the other one because I had 300 and... I can't remember the capacity. Oh, it's a varied capacity based on the goods. So 16 for that, but 18 for logs. Right, that's... It is what it is, to be honest. We'll just have to go with it. What we're going to do though is, because I want this one to go a bit better speed, we're going to put a better locomotive on the front of it here. One which can get a bit faster acceleration. Probably thinking about this one here. Though your top speeds could surely be a bit better. 99 with attractive effort of 300. That seems to be the best of both worlds. So we're going to go ahead and grab this RE7. We're going to just stick with the one train on this for now, on the Bangor planks, and we're going to roll that out and see how that does. So, that's resolved that issue. So what we can now do is get rid of the trucks which serve these routes. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, we've got the G Southgate Woods here. We can go ahead and jump into here. We can search for G, we can search for Southgate, and we can search for Woods. I mean, the route is... It's got a lot of demand, but the real problem is that it's such a long journey that the trucks coming back are losing so much money, so no wonder it's not in that amazing profit. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that, which is fine for now, and all that demand is switched over to the train station, which was exactly how I wanted it. Now, what's going on here? Station isn't long enough. I know this is because we're one wagon too long, which is a bit of a nuisance. So what I am going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and cut that back, which I think has sent it back into the engine shed for now. Then we're going to go ahead and get this train out, and then we're just going to move the junction back a bit. That's our honest best bet for the time being. I could go ahead and remove that one wagon, but we just put the trains out into the line, so I don't really want to for the time being. Let this train get out the way. Let's go ahead and once again pause this. Let's go ahead and cut that back and that back to there. Let's go ahead and draw that into there, and then let's go ahead and have that junction run into there like so, and then we can go ahead and put the signal away back there, which that should resolve that issue there, which is perfect. So we should actually see a lot of these logs getting moved straight away, and I'm hoping to start to see the demand increase here, which it seems very steady right now, so at least it's not crashed again, which is good. So that's that change made. There should be a lot less trucks on this road going forward, which is perfect. So with that done now, we are going to go ahead and turn our attention over to here. So we've got these trucks here. These are the Bangor planks route, which should have a G on the front of it, which is strange, but it is what it is. So we're looking for Bangor planks. So this route is doing a lot better actually, but we are going to go ahead and sell it and get rid of it for the time being. I'm also going to go ahead and put these trucks onto automatic upgrade for the time being. We'll just put it onto auto with regards to the type of good it's going to move. So currently those trucks are doing me a favour still. They're going to go ahead and bring the goods into Bangor. That's just a temporary, I mean it's not temporary, but it's what we're doing right now. To avoid the problem we had last time, I do want to go ahead though and probably add in some more vehicles onto this route though, in all honesty. So we jump into road vehicles, then we jump into our depots, grab ourselves a road depot in here like so. Let's go ahead and get an extra. I'm expecting the demand to increase quite a bit now, so we're going to go ahead and chuck on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're doubling the fleet here for the G Bangor goods, which is perfect. So that should also go ahead and clear up this backlog, which was one of the error messages we're getting earlier on today, and I think it's actually this one right here. It is, yeah. So try to ship more items. It's not necessarily from this end though, but that should go ahead and clear that backlog there, which is perfect. So with that said, now what I need to do is go ahead and sort out the plastic train. That's the final train we need to go ahead and sort out. So what I need to do is I need to jump back into here. We need to go ahead and look at our different wagons we've got. So freight, then I think it's pretty obvious what we are going to go for here, and I need to make sure I get the ones correct that crash and don't crash. These are the ones that don't crash. We've got plastic here, so let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Never going to need more than 10, I don't think. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a locomotive again because it's really flat. We can pick up some speed here. What is the speed of these? Okay, so it's 99 miles per hour. So we should definitely be able to get up to that. What are the class? 37's not fast enough, nor is the... or is the 47 fast enough? It's 95, and it'll do the trick as well, actually. So we'll go for a blue one this time. And then go ahead and get that set up here. So that's going to be on the plastic route, so that's good to go. So the final thing I need to do to actually make this properly work is I now need to go ahead and alter, not delete, but alter what's going on here. So if we have a look at the road vehicles here, we've got currently this black route here, which is... must be the Hampstead oil. That route needs to be combined with the plastic route to go ahead and make a bit of a difference, because we're going to make this a two-way route. So if I go ahead and filter by G and then Hampstead oil, so we got currently 4 oil trucks which move backwards and forwards. Really not doing very well profit-wise, which is really interesting. Not at all sure why that is, but what I need to do is go ahead and change these vehicles out anyway, because we need to have them carrying oil and plastic. So can trucks do this? You can carry oil and you can carry plastics, which is good. So this is what we're going to do. Maybe it isn't the best truck for carrying oil or fuel realistically, and I understand that, but this is what's going to happen because I want to make this a bi-directional route. So let's go ahead and do that. Then what I want to do is we can now go ahead and get rid of the plastic route because there's just no need for it anymore. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's go for G, let's go for South, let's go for Gates. This route's extremely profitable, real shame, but it's no longer actually needed. So we can go ahead and cut that out, and that means all the demand has switched over as it should now. So that means the plastic just goes on the train, which I think should really speed things up and be more profitable. It might not be arguably, but when we go ahead and get a much higher production rate, which as we can see it's already jumping through circles, I'm hoping to start to see that. What I am going to go ahead and do is also add in some more trucks for this because I expect the demand to be rather high. So let's go ahead and add probably about 4 new vehicles, which is going to be quite a lot. It is a very short journey, but the thing is that there's going to be quite a bit of hold up at each end because there's going to be a lot of loading and unloading. So that's 4 extra trucks onto the G Hampstead oil route, and that should now go ahead and take over those dealings there. So that's the system pretty much upgraded now, which is great to see. Now all I need to do is actually just wait for the production levels to increase, and then we can hopefully start to see profit and much better connections to the town of Bangor, and in the next episode we'll connect up Southgate. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go ahead and get this built for the start of the next episodes, and then we can move on to something else. So hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Go into that description below, check out my various links to my Twitter, my Patreon and my Discord. Go ahead and leave me any feedback you can on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. And that's all, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.